State. I guess I'll just state.
Okay, so name of lab, your
I'll just
cat.
tell you when you're wrong or you skipped something.
Yeah, that works.
Start over.
Well, if I'm wrong, we're starting over because we don't have time to like.
Yeah.
But that's why I'll be like ready. Be like, you
Yeah.
skipped something. You're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so I have to work here. So try to
Should
get,
I? Yeah.
try to get a view of. We're doing the brachium first, so now we're looking at here.
Okay. So
From here to here.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so this is Lab 6, Mammalian Muscular System 2, and it starts with the muscles of the brachium, which is this region. Go up a little bit, yeah. This is the brachium. So in the brachium, we have the triceps brachii, which have 3 heads. This is the long head. This is the lateral head. And if you look in between them, you have the medial head in here. That's the medial head. You can see that right there in the middle. And the brachial muscle is this muscle. And lastly, for this section, the biceps brachii, which are right here, but she's not going to show it from that side. She's going to have it cleared away and shown from this side, so that would be the biceps brachii, that muscle. Next is the antebrachium, which is here. And in antebrachium, there's the extensor and flexor retinaculum, which are tendons that are like a watch. So extensor retinaculum and flexor retinaculum. The abductor pollicis longus, which connects to the thumb through its tendon. So if this is the thumb and you trace it back, you can see the tendon wrapping around here. And this is the muscle that it connects to, and that muscle is the abductor pollicis longus. The brachioradial is the very thin muscle that rips easily. This is it. And the brachioradial, if it wasn't ripped, would connect underneath the lateral head of the triceps, between the tricep, lateral head, and the brachial muscle here. So it would go from here to here like that. Next is the extensor digitorum. There's a communis and lateralis head. So for the extensor digitorum, the communis is where it splits to go to all digits, right here. And if you trace that back, that's this muscle. So this is the extensor digitorum communis. Next to that is the extensor digitorum lateralis, which splits but only goes to the lateral side of the hand. So the extensor digitorum lateralis is this muscle, which splits here. Next is the extensor carpi radialis, which is 2 heads. The extensor carpi radialis is up here, and this is the extensor carpi radialis brevis, and this is the extensor carpi radialis longus. They have the same tendon, pretty much, and they insert underneath the brachioradial, right here. So brevis and longus. Next is the extensor carpi ulnaris. So that is right here, the extensor carpi ulnaris, because it ends at the carpals. And it's still on the top side, so it's the extensor side. Moving on is the flexor muscles, which are on the bottom. So the flexor carpi radialis is near the thumb, so that is this. It's a pretty small muscle with a major tendon, so that's this whole region. This is the muscle, this is the huge tendon, and it goes up on the side of the thumb. The next is the flexor carpi ulnaris, which is right here, this muscle. If I separate this, you can see it better. This muscle, and that also ends at the carpals. So the flexor carpi ulnaris. The flexor digitorum is a superficialis and a profundus. So the flexor digitorum superficialis is this, and that, if you pull it up, will bring down these tendons going to the digits. And the profundus, the flexor digitorum profundus, is underneath. And if you can see it, it's right here. Okay, next is lateral thigh and adjacent muscles, so let's flip it. Nice. Okay, so first the sartorius. Sartorius is this, and it's bisected here, and it continues to go up to the kneecap. The tensor fascia latae is underneath the biceps here, and it's this fascia and this fascia here. It would keep going here. So this fascia and this fascia. Biceps femoris, is the most superficial and the biggest muscle. So that's this whole thing. And it's bisected here and peeled away. The semitendinosus and the semimembranosus. So the semitendinosus is more caudal, it's this. And the semimembranosus is underneath and more rostral, it's this. The caudofemoralis is directly under the top half of the biceps femoris that we bisected. So this is the caudofemoralis. And next is the gluteal complex and the deeper pelvic muscles. So the gluteus superficialis and the gluteus medius. So this is the gluteus superficialis, and rostral to that is the gluteus medius up here. Next is the quadriceps femoris complex. So patellar tendon goes over the kneecap, the patella, right here. The rectus femoris it's like a tube right here. It's bisected. That's rectus femoris, and then there's 3 vastus muscle heads. So the vastus lateralis is this large muscle that's underneath the tensor fasciae latae that we saw before. And you can also see it from the inside over here. And the vastus intermedius is the reason that we had to bisect the rectus femoris, and that is in here. So underneath the rectus femoris. And lastly, the vastus medialis is medial to the rectus femoris. So this is the rectus femoris, and this is the vastus medialis. That's it.
We're done.